Summary of the story: A Letter to God by G.L. Fuentes. Once upon a time, there was a house sitting atop a low hill in a valley. It was the only house around, offering a stunning view of the river and a field of golden corn. Lencho, who knew his land well, eagerly watched the sky from morning, hoping for rain. He was certain that it was time for water to bless their dry earth. "Looks like we'll get some water now," Lencho said to the woman preparing supper. "God willing," she replied. The older boys worked in the fields while the younger ones played near the house. As Lencho predicted, raindrops began to fall during dinner. Huge clouds approached from the northeast, promising relief. Lencho went out simply to feel the rain, claiming it felt like new coins, big drops as 10 cents and small ones as 5s. But the joy was short-lived. Alongside the rain, large hailstones fell, resembling shiny silver coins. The boys, excited, rushed out to collect them, but Lencho grew worried. The hail destroyed everything: the trees, the corn, and the flowers. He mourned the loss of their harvest. That night was filled with sadness as they realized they might go hungry this year. Despite their despair, they held on to one hope: God's help. Lencho, a hard-working man, knew how to write. So, on Sunday, he decided to write a letter to God, seeking 100 pesos to sow his field again. He addressed the envelope to God, wrote the letter, and went to town to mail it. The postman, amused by the unusual address, showed it to the postmaster. The postmaster, moved by Lencho's faith, decided to respond. But answering the request meant gathering money. The postmaster and his colleagues contributed what they could, managing to collect a little over half of the requested amount. They sent it in an envelope addressed to Lencho, signing the letter with only one word: God. Lencho arrived at the post office the following Sunday, eager for a response. The postman handed him the letter containing money, but Lencho was disappointed when he counted it. He couldn't believe God would make a mistake or deny his plea. Without hesitation, Lencho asked for paper and ink. Frowning in concentration, he wrote another letter. He requested the remaining amount, doubting the honesty of the post office workers, and dropped it into the mailbox. Curious, the postmaster opened the letter. Lencho demanded the rest of the money, believing God hadn't sent it through the mail due to the employee's dishonesty. The story ends there, leaving us to wonder if Lencho ever received the rest of the money or if his faith remained unshaken despite the circumstances. Key questions and answers for thinking about the text section from the story: A Letter to God by G.L. Fuentes. Question number 1. Who does Lencho have complete faith in? Which sentences in the story tell you this? Answer: Lencho has complete faith in God. This is evident in his letter addressed to God, his unwavering belief that the money came from God, and his disappointment when he believed God didn't send the full amount, as expressed in his second letter to God. Question number 2. Why does the postmaster send money to Lencho? Why does he sign the letter God? Answer: The postmaster sends money to Lencho to support his faith and hope. Unable to fulfill the full request, he collects contributions and sends what they can. Signing the letter God aims to maintain Lencho's belief, preserving his faith that help arrived from a higher power as requested in the letter. Question number 3. Did Lencho try to find out who had sent the money to him? Why not? Answer: No, Lencho didn't try to find out who sent the money. He believed it was from God, evident by his unwavering faith. He didn't question or doubt the source, trusting that his plea for help had been answered by a higher power as he'd requested in his letter. Question number 4. Who does Lencho think has taken the rest of the money? What is the irony in the situation? Remember that the irony of a situation is an unexpected aspect of it. An ironic situation is strange or amusing because it is the opposite of what is expected. Answer: Lencho believes the post office workers have taken the rest of the money, expressing this distrust in his second letter. The irony lies in Lencho's unwavering faith in God but mistrust in the post office employees, misunderstanding their attempt to help and mistaking their efforts for dishonesty despite their good intentions. Question number 5. Are there people like Lencho in the real world? What kind of a person would you say he is? You may select appropriate words from the following to answer the question: greedy, naive, stupid, ungrateful, selfish, comical, unquestioning. Answer: yes, there are people in the real world who possess qualities similar to Lencho's. He could be described as unquestioning and naive due to his unshakable faith in God and his trust in the letter's recipient. Lencho's unwavering belief led him to misunderstand the postmaster's goodwill, showcasing a level of naivety and unquestioning trust in his perception of events. Question number 6. There are two kinds of conflict in the story: between humans and nature, and between humans themselves. How are these conflicts illustrated? Answer: the conflict between humans and nature is depicted through the destructive hailstorm ruining Lencho's crops, leading to a struggle for survival. The conflict between humans arises from Lencho's distrust in post office workers, misunderstanding their attempt to help, showcasing a clash between his faith and his perception of their actions. Important vocabulary from the story: crest, top of a hill, draped, covered with cloth, locusts, insects which fly in big swarms, groups, and destroy crops, conscience, an inner sense of right and wrong, peso, currency of several Latin American countries, amiable, friendly and pleasant, contentment, satisfaction. Give one-word substitutes of the following. 1. A violent tropical storm in which strong winds move in a circle. Cyclone. 2. An extremely strong wind. Gale. 3. A violent tropical storm with very strong winds. Typhoon. 4. A violent storm whose center is a cloud in the shape of a funnel. Tornado. 5. A violent storm with very strong winds, especially in the western Atlantic Ocean. Hurricane. 6. A very strong wind that moves very fast in a spinning movement and causes a lot of damage. Whirlwind.